All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go from Gateway. Richie Joplin and Michael Whiting have the front row. Stephen Lindner, Paulo Anacito on the second. Edmund Jones, Mark Dantuma have the third row. Jess Chambers, TJ Rogers on the fourth row. Vic Brown and Ryan Warp rounding out the top 10. Kevin Bruner starts in 11th next to Robert Eggert in 12th. Gerald Poole in 13th. Gil Guac in 14th. Tim St. Jean in 15th. Warren Moore in 16th. Derek Schilling in 17th. Jack Wilson in 18th. Jeff Oakes surprisingly back in 19th. Joe Hudson in 20th. Clinton Chambers rounding out the 21 car field here tonight. Everybody rolling off for the pace lap around this 1.25 mile track. Fully under the lights now. Track temp still holding at 70, as is the air. Richie Joplin leads them down the back straightaway. The pace car will duck in on the front straightaway entrance. However, the drivers will have to go to pit road under green flag conditions. They have to turn in right here at the entrance to turn 3. You see that yellow line? That's where they turn in for the long drive back to pit road. Mistakes on pit road tonight could be fatal. All right, here they come out of turn 4. Pace car makes a sharp left, and here they come. Into the restart zone, and the green flag flies there away at Gateway. And Michael Whiting right beside Richie all the way into turn 1. A lot of the drivers did mention earlier in the night that, man, cold tires here are brutal. Richie Joplin does pull out into the lead. Whiting in second, Lindner in third. TJ Rogers has moved up into 7th, now looking to get past Dantuma for 6th. Robert Eggert up 2 spots now into 10th. Keep an eye on him. He is already moving. And speaking of moving, Jeff Oakes up 4 spots into 15th. Jeff did not qualify. Doesn't seem to matter. Jeff is on the march right behind Derek Schilling. Trying to get a good look at Schilling's nose. I just got to thinking, we thought it was a solid black paint, but I did tell him a couple of weeks ago he needs to make a Metallica paint. That could be the Metallica black paint scheme. I'm just not seeing the snake on it. Hopefully he'll end up on the podium. We can ask. Richie Joplin has the fastest lap of the night so far, as they come back down the front straightaway, and everybody settling into single file for the moment. This is one of those tracks we do tend to see long green flag runs. However, it is also one of those tracks where once something pops off, a whole lot of somethings tend to happen. Drivers are looking at 24 to 25 laps on a tank of fuel here tonight, as Jeff Oakes just moving up into 13th as he gets under Gerald Poole. Gerald way up the track into 1. He's trying to send it deep and hold on to the position, but went just a hair too far. And at the moment, it looks like Oaks is the only driver on the attack. No, Derek Schilling. Derek peeking underneath Gerald as they go through 1 and 2. And a bit of a blink from both drivers. Wow, that gets sketchy quickly. Jeff Oaks now past Bruner up into 12th place. Folks, don't forget, next week will be HTSAI's 5th birthday. We do have some 5-year merch out now. You can go check it out in our merch store. Michael Whiting in second just set the fastest lap. Although that is likely to be the fastest lap we'll see until they get the tires changed. As tire wear is a big issue on these flat tracks. Richie has moved his lead to about 0.8 of a second over Whiting. Stephen Lindner in third, about a second and a half back. And Edmund Jones has a run. Not surprised to see Edmund marching forward. You may have heard it in pre-race. Edmund is really good on these flat tracks. Hey, good evening, David. How are you, buddy? Edmund Jones down to third, and Lindner starting to slip back, and Paulo Anacito has the run for fourth. Mark Dantuma peeking underneath as well. Something happened. I think Lindner may have kissed the wall coming into turn 1. TJ Rogers slips by as well. Jeff Oaks has just moved into 11th and is now looking for 10th. He has the nose under Eggert. Jeff didn't qualify, started back in 19th, already up 9 spots and continues moving forward. As Vic Brown moves by as well, Lindner continues to slip back. David, buddy, I hope you do. Yeah, we'll get to see Clay and Indy race together, but seeing you and Clay or you and Indy would be fun too. Mark Dantuma lost some ground in the early going. Looks like it was a tire conservation move. Dantuma now looking underneath Paulo for fourth, and TJ Rogers right behind him. Paulo goes up the track in 3 and 4. TJ trying to fight. Paulo fights back up top. And Jeff Oaks' march continues. Jeff now up into 9th place. Vic Brown currently in 8th, and if you missed last night's race, you can go check it out on our YouTube channel. Even some of the shorts have come out. Man, it was definitely a wild one, and right from turn 1, Vic Brown, Mark Dantuma got together, both of them going almost completely to the back, and both fought their way back to the front. Both of them pulling off top 10. I believe Vic ended up in 5th. Ryan Warp also up in the mix in 7th. Jeff Oakes has moved into 9th and is closing in on the cars ahead. You gotta wonder how long he can sustain the attack, though. He has likely used up a bit of his tires just getting these 10 spots. But he's half a second behind Vic at the moment, and that gap is closing. Richie Joplin, meanwhile, is a 1.1 second lead over Michael Whiting. And Edmund Jones in 3rd is faster than both of the top 2. Mark Danchuma in 4th is closing in and bringing TJ Rogers with him. TJ did not have a good qualifying run despite being the fastest in practice. He is making up some ground here with Danchuma. Robert Eggert still holds on to 10th. Stephen Lindner was up front early on, but has slipped back to 11th. Hopefully after he gets a tire change, he'll be able to get back on it. Ryan Warp on the move now as well. Ryan currently in 7th, right underneath Paulo Aniceto. Looking back at Tim St. Jean, who's currently in 19th, Tim actually qualified tonight. Usually he doesn't, and marches through the field. He qualified in 15th, but has gone backwards. Hopefully after that first tire change, he'll be able to fight back. Derek Schilling now up into 14th, closing the gap on Kevin Bruner. Meanwhile, Vic Brown, Stephen Lindner still battling. Robert Eggert on the move as well, as he is trying to get back past Paulo Aniceto, and Jeff Oakes has made it to 7th. Jeff looking underneath Ryan Warp now for 6th. Things got a little sketchy there coming out of turn 2. Robert Eggert on the bottom, about to clear Vic and trying to clear Paulo. Paulo, another one, it appears he used his tires up a little too soon. Looked like Jess Chambers got a little bit loose out of turn 4. He sticks to the bottom, but Kevin Bruner may have a run, and Schilling, wow, way up the track. Gerald Poole closing back up on Derek after that mistake. Just making the run underneath Bruner once again. No problem out of 4 this time. Still underneath Vic Brown with Stephen Lindner lurking right behind. And up ahead, Jeff Oakes is just taken 6th place. And we are about to be within the pit stop window. As we mentioned early on, 24 to 25 laps on a tank of fuel. And one driver who's definitely been better on the long run, Michael Whiting, has reeled in Richie Joplin. Both drivers continue to stay out. Edmund Jones has had a problem. back behind. No caution, but he is coming to pit road. Edmund was on the march early on. Oh, looks like Edmund tried to get to pit road. He clipped the grass on entry, and he managed to save it. It just about sent him back to the track. Richie Joplin, Michael Whiting are in. Kevin Brenner, Gil Guac, Tim St. Jean, Mark Dantuma, Michael Whiting all in. PJ Rogers staying out another lap, as is Paulo Inesito, Vic Brown, Stephen Lindner, Derek Schilling, Warren Moore, and Joe Hudson. And here they come. TJ's going to lead them in. Stephen Lindner continuing to stay out, as Edmund Jones is back out on track. Didn't look like he lost any time on pit road. He was the first driver back out on fresh tires. Might be making some ground up here. Derek Schilling, Warren Moore, and Joe Hudson have also not come in yet. Here comes Lindner. Looks like Derek Schilling also in. Joe Hudson and Warren Moore coming in to complete the round of pit stops. Round of stops appears to have spread the field back out a bit. And we've got a problem. One of the drivers down on the bottom. It was TJ Rogers having a problem out of turn 4. Looks like TJ is back up to speed. See if we can see where his problem started. There's TJ Rogers as he comes off pit road. Did mention earlier that, man, the cold tires here have been a bit brutal tonight. PJ goes off into 3 and 4. And wow, did he get loose. Jeff Oakes barely misses him. TJ kisses the wall, but keeps it going. No caution. And the caution will now fly. Our first caution of the night. Fortunately, it does not look like anybody got trapped on pit road. It'll bring the field back together. Let's see what happened with Jack Wilson. Jack appears to have had the same problem. Oh, he just could not get those rear tires to grip. Backing it up just a hair, and we mentioned this a few minutes ago with TJ. Cold tires here are brutal. Have been a problem all night, and yeah, it got a little bit loose in the middle, but man, as he gets back on the power, out of 4, it snaps loose on him. As he tries to get it gathered up, bounces off the outside wall. TJ Rogers has gone to pit road. Looks like Gil Gwant, Kevin Bruner, Joe Hudson, and Edmund Jones also all came in. Looks like everybody topping off on fuel. And Jack Wilson, I thought he was coming in, but he chose not to. Remember, Home Motorsports, they do not have a fast repair. So these drivers just have to deal with it or sit on pit road while their team puts them together. As the lights go out on the pace car, Richie Joplin, Michael Whiting out front, Mark Dantuma and Jeff Oakes on the second row, Ryan Warp, Vic Brown, Jess Chambers, Robert Eggert, Paulo Inesito, and Derek Schilling rounding out the top 10. Now, correction, Eric Schilling's in 11. Looks like Gerald Poole currently in 10. And what do you say we get a little bit loud on the restart when the green flag drops? I'm going to shut up and let you guys crank it up and listen to all the horsepower. Buckle up, folks. It's time to get loud. Here they come out of turn 4. And the green flag flies. Crank it up, y'all. They're going to rattle one of those cameras off the wall. Jack Wilson did go to pit road after the green flag drop. He is back out on track. Still significant damage to the car. And looks like somebody else was ducking to pit road. Joe Hudson coming in. Richie Joplin continues to lead. Michael Whiting in second. Jeff Oakes has now made his way up to third place after not qualifying and starting in 19th. And he had a pretty dominant win last week in Portland. That was our first time ever broadcasting a race at Portland. That was a lot of fun. If you missed it, as always, you can find it on YouTube in 4K. Yes, folks, that's right. If you're new here, the races do go to YouTube in 4K. We've been doing it about 2 months now. Everybody seems to enjoy it, so go check it out. Jeff Oakes up 16 spots into third. Dan Tooma up 2 spots into fourth. Vic Brown up 4 spots down to fifth. Ryan Warp up 4 spots into sixth. And he is looking under Vic. it as they come out of the turn. Ryan slides back in line. Robert Eggert has 4 spots into 8. Gerald Poole 4 spots into 9. And don't look now, Derek Schilling up 7 spots into 10. Some really big movers here early on. Well, just past the halfway point. Jeff Oaks stormed up through the field to get to third, but does not look like he is attacking nearly as much now. Is he backing off to conserve tires, or is that all he's got at this point? Based on historical evidence, I gotta say, Jeff likely has some more in there. Jess Chambers quietly running in 7th. Jess, another one that gave up a few spots early in the race. Late in the run, starts coming forward. We've got several drivers out here that are taking it easy in the first part of the run, and it's making a huge difference later on. Joe Hudson has rolled back out on track. Looks like significant repairs for him, but he is back on track. And Jack Wilson still on track, but significant damage on the front end. That has got to be impacting the handling. Mark Dantuma still in 4th. Vic is cleared, now up into 5th. Ryan Ward still lurking, back in 6th. Robert Eggert was up in the top 10 the first part of the race. Lost a little bit of ground late in the run, but now back up into 8th. As Derek Schilling and Gerald Poole battle for 9th. Paulo Anacito lurking right behind him. And Edmund Jones, who came in and topped off on fuel, is now back in 12th. Lost a little bit of ground here early. But I don't expect that to last very long. And yep, there he goes, underneath Paulo. Whoa! Man, he pushed out a bit, but held on to it. Hey, good evening, Sketch, how are you? Tim St. Jean is starting to move forward, now up into 14th. Warren Moore at 3 spots into 13th. Both of these drivers struggled in the first run, but are now starting to make some moves. Stephen Lindner started in 3rd, but man, a rough first run has put him back in 15th. Rogers had some problems coming off pit road on the cold tires, coming out of turn 4, got into the wall. He is trying to fight his way back to the front. Well, always glad to see you, Sketch. Hey, good evening, John. How you been, buddy? Michael Whiting closing right back up to Richie Joplin. Jeff Oaks in 3rd, sits about 0.8 of a second back. Mark Dantuma, Vic Brown right behind him. Oh, heck, Sketch, 1 a.m.'s early for you. battle of 8 spots into 9, trying to get past Jess Chambers. And back behind a 3-car battle, Gerald Poole, Edmund Jones, and Paulo Inesito battle it out. Edmund gets it deep into turn 1. Whoa, a little bobble out of turn 2. But Gerald gets the wall. Warren Moore is the first one to pit road as everybody now within the fuel window. John, that's awesome, buddy. Good luck. You need to get back on some iRacing soon. Are going to try the short pit strategy. Clinton Chambers also in. Tire fall off has been moderate here tonight. After a run, late in the run, they're about a second a lap slower. So losing about a second a lap due to tire wear at the moment. And Richie just pulled away from Whiting as Mark Dantuma and Jess Chambers come in. Edmund Jones is coming back in. Tim St. Jean coming in as well. Well, John, that's awesome, and I hope I get to see you soon. And the caution is out. Right in the middle of green flag stops. What impact is this about to have? Jack Wilson and Ryan Warp both have problems. Hey, thanks, Sketch. Hope to see you next week. Do some trucking, buddy. There's Jack Wilson, as looks like he was headed in, as was Richie. And Jack just overshoots it, goes through the grass. No harm, no foul there. Ryan Warp had been moving forward all night, but holy cow! He got wicked loose out of turn 2. And a very close call for one of the drivers coming off pit road. I believe that was Tim St. Jean coming off pit road. There it is. Ryan almost had it saved. And Tim St. Jean, man, that was close for him. Everybody has completed a pit stop, likely final stops. Looks like Paulo Inesito is coming back in. Michael Whiting now has the lead. Jeff Oakes in second, Robert Eggert in third, Derek Schilling in fourth, Gerald Poole currently in fifth, Stephen Lindner in 6th, Kevin Bruner in 7th. Gil Guac in 8th. Richie Joplin is dropping back. TJ Rogers now in 9th. Richie is dropped back into 10th. There is a little oddity about this track and pitting under caution that by going to pit road, you actually end up ahead of the pace car. And I'm wondering if Paulo or Richie, one, got a penalty because of it. Richie is at the end of the longest line with Vic Brown. Richie Joplin has had some pit road problems here lately. Looks like it bit again as the pace car dives to pit road. And the running order is shaken up as the green flag flies again. "18 laps to go here at Gateway. Michael Whiting out front, Jeff Oakes in 2nd, Robert Eggert in 3rd, Derek Schilling now to 4th as Eggert is on the attack. Jeff Oakes sends it deep into 3, trying to maintain position. Michael Whiting is loving the view in the mirror right now. More and more, now up into 13th, closing on Dan Tuma, as there's a bit of a battle up ahead. Richie Joplin, Gil Guac, Vic Brown, all at it, going at it. TJ Rogers also in the mix, and look at the run by Richie into 3, but he has to back out. Oh, Gerald is loose out of 4. He kisses the inside wall. He manages to hold on to it. No significant damage. But man, Gerald just lost all the ground he had made up tonight. He was in the top 5, but just gets on the power a little too much, gets off, smacks the inside wall, and loses about 10 spots. And TJ Rogers just set the fastest lap of the night. TJ Curley running in 6th, closing the gap on Lindner. Michael Whiting still has the lead. Jeff Oakes now in 2nd. Schilling now has 3rd. Richie Joplin looking underneath Kevin Bruner. Richie now to 7th with Stephen Lindner just ahead. Gil Guac has had a quiet night so far, currently battling with Dan Tuma for the top 10. Dan Tuma gets a better run out of turn 4 and takes it. Meanwhile, Jess Chambers just shot. Whoa! Edmund went way up the track. He is really trying to get ground back. And good evening, Angie Louise, cheering on Derek Schilling. Derek Curley in 3rd, closing on the top 2. Whoa, Stephen Lindner way high into the wall. Richie gets by, and I think Kevin Bruner also going to come by on this one. Mark Dantuma has moved back into the top 10. Gil Guac in 11th. Jess Chambers and Warren Moore. Warren has slipped back a little bit. Those two were swapping positions a few moments ago. Gerald Poole lost all that ground trying to fight his way back to the front. And Edmund was looking extremely fast a moment ago. But man, getting loose out at 2 was a huge setback for him. As Gerald looks underneath Warren Moore and opens the door for Edmund. Oh, Edmund is in Warren Moore. The caution is out. And Edmund Jones, Warren Moore had one heck of a ride down the front straightaway. All right, let's take a look at that incident. Edmund has a run down to the inside. They get together and some net code actually sends Edmund around. Let's see if we can get a view from the chopper. And Warren just bounces off the outside wall, comes down just a hair, but it's enough to send Edmund spinning down the front stretch. Several drivers decided to come in. TJ Rogers, Richie Joplin, Kevin Bruner, Mark Dantuma, Jess Chambers, Tim St. Jean, Edmund Jones, Warren Moore, Paulo Anacito, Ryan Ward, both still on pit road. Michael Whiting still has the lead. Jeff Oakes in second. Derek Schilling in third. This will be interesting. They'll restart with less than 10 to go. Clinton Chambers getting waved back to the lead lap. As I was saying, they'll have less than 10 to go. Looks like it'll be 6 to go when the green flag drops. Michael Whiting has been the fastest on the long run. Jeff Oakes, Derek Schilling have preferred the short run here tonight, so it's definitely going to benefit the two of them. However, they do have laps on those tires, and under caution, they will have heat cycled just a bit. Now, TJ Rogers was the first car to pit road. And it looks like Dantuma took 2 tires, Richie Joplin, Kevin Bruner, Jess Chambers, and Tim St. Jean all took 4. Edmund Jones also took 4 and got repaired. But you gotta wonder, those cold tires, they're definitely gonna have an impact. Things definitely about to heat up here at Gateway. All right, here they come through 3 and 4. Pace car makes the hard left to pit road. And here they come into the restart zone. The green flag flies. They are back underway. Jeff Oates already on the attack. Derek Schilling has Robert Eggert looking to the outside. Whoa, Gil Guac and Richie Joplin both got a little out of shape coming out of turn 2. And man, is it a fight from fourth on back. 5 laps to go. It's still anybody's race. Jeff Oates right on Michael Whiting's back bumper. Gerald Poole has fought his way back up into 8. But here comes his teammates, Richie Joplin and Mark Dantuma. Which Navy Joe car is going to get it? As Jeff Oates takes the lead for the first time here tonight. Michael Whiting not giving it up easy. Oh, TJ's loose out of 2. Derek Schilling trying to get to the high side, get a run for second. He's got to the outside. 3 laps to go. Let's take a quick look at TJ Rogers as he comes out of turn 2 battling with Vic, and it just breaks loose and a hard hit on the inside wall. Derek Schilling is making the high line work. Schilling down to second place with 2 laps to go at Gateway. Jeff Oates trying to put some distance between him and the cars behind. Whoa, Schilling gets the wall. Michael Whiting may reclaim second here to drag race down. Whiting goes deep into 3 and 4. Mark Dantuma is in 5th. Richie Joplin now in 6th. And the white flag flies one more time around. Jeff Oates did not qualify. Started started in 19th. Fought his way forward all night long. And into turn 3 has a 1 1/4 second lead. He won last week at Portland and makes it 2 in a row. Jeff Oates will win a Gateway. Derek Schilling holds on for second. Michael Whiting comes home in 3rd. And man, that group behind, Richie Joplin comes home 4th, Robert Eggert 5th, Dan Tuma in 6th, Vic Brown in 7th, Gerald Poole in 8th, Stephen Lindner in 9th, and Kevin Bruner in 10th. That little group behind the leaders, man, they had quite a fight going. And let's talk to our top 3, starting with 3rd place, Michael Whiting. Man, Mr. Whiting, it's always great to see you back on the podium. A heck of a run tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Obviously, I wish I could have hung on, but the car just got really tight after that restart, so I don't know if I used everything up or if they were just saving a bunch, but it was fun. Real good time.
I have to say, I don't know if that caution came out. If anybody could have got you, you were obviously the fastest on the long run. No surprise to me. I've seen you do it before, but man, what a run tonight.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. These guys are tough and they're clean, so it's awesome.
Well, man, great job. Always great to see you on track, buddy.
Thank you, Doug.
Derek Schilling comes home in second. Derek, a heck of a run tonight. I was trying to look at your car and see if it was the Metallica Black album.
No, I switched my paint a couple of times, and I don't even know if my crush paint scheme actually came through or not.
No, you had a solid black paint tonight. That's why I thought it was the Metallica paint.
That's a good thing because it didn't show all the wall scrapes that I had.
Man, you did have a few, and that one coming out of turn 2 with about 2 to go, that was very, very close to bumping you back a couple spots.
Yeah, I honestly did not belong this far up because I couldn't get 2 laps consistent together this whole week. And I knew that Whiting and Oaks was going to take off if he got to lead. So I pretty much had to do whatever I could to stay up there. But, man, running with Michael, that was fun those last 3 laps. I'm sweating my butt off, but it was a blast.
Well, man, it was an awesome show up here and a great run tonight. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you. And it looks like between the top 2 spots, it was better to start in the back this race.
It appears to be that way. Great run from the back, too.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the broadcast. Thanks, Kevin, and all the guys for putting this on. This league is great.
Great job, buddy. Always fun.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll give Jeff Folks a minute to see if he pops in here, but man, Derek was right. Derek came from 17th to finish second. Jeff Folks came from 19th to win the race. And folks, don't forget to tune in tomorrow night. I'm sure we'll have some fun for you all weekend long. So come by and say hi when you get a minute. We'd love to see you, love to talk to you. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and the YouTube. This race will be on YouTube in 4K here soon. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you all had as much fun as we did. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great one, everybody.